Okay, what's up, everybody? Hey, it has been a while since we've done this like live on Tuesday thing, so I see some familiar faces in the crowd. We got Colleen Brady here hanging out backstage. We got the intro, I think, correct this time, so people saw a little bit more than just the end of the intro as we came in. I think last week we hit the YouTube live button just a little bit late, but we've got a lot of fun stuff to talk about today. We're going to talk about this new State of Flow dashboard that we've been working on with folks from the community behind the scenes. We're going to say hello to everyone who's out here. Hello. Actually, let's just do this. Colleen, you want to say hello real quick before we jump into saying hello to everyone in the chat?
Hello, happy Friendsgiving week, everybody. So glad to be here in this new adventure on State of Flow. So thanks for coming.
Oh, and before we start saying hi to folks, in the description, there is a link to join backstage. The password is SOF1. So lowercase, all letters, SOF1. If you want to jump in backstage, behind the scenes, whatever you want to do, let's just put this SOF1. And I'm just going to send that as a comment. I'm going to pin this comment, pin it, and we can just bring that in. So like when I bring this up, let's go. Don't do it. Does it not let me pin? Okay, it's not bringing the comments in. Perfect. Colleen, say hi for a second. I'm gonna reconfigure the chat here, the comments.
So I noticed Brandon was one of the first folks to chime in today, in from South Africa. He's got an event coming up, which is going to be on the dashboard that we're going to be talking about in a moment. Have a number of familiar faces too: Zack, Content Nest, Iva, Tanette, Penny, Andreas Kraus, David Prill, Isabella Edwards. Good to see you again post Webflow Conf. Jeremy, which we weren't able to see at Webflow Conf, and who is part of the NoCode North team with Penny, who's in the chat, and Zack, and hopefully I have said Dale Jansen. I think I missed you when I was saying hello before. So hopefully I got everybody this time around.
Okay, I don't know if we're gonna.
Are you still?
Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna get it. It's like it was working before, and now it's just doesn't want to pull the comment layer in. So I'm gonna try one more time here, and if that doesn't work, let me click on another one of these. Aha! We got comments, y'all. Okay, we're back. Okay, what's up? Hello, Colleen already mentioned all the names, but I'll click through some of this. The link is in the description. So I see Zack has joined us in the background here, and here's how it's gonna work. We got this going on. Got the custom link. Let's see, bring this in. That's not it. Group overlay. That's what we want. We want this button and that button. So we've got Colleen and Zack hanging in the background here. And we're just going to pull out, the link is in the description. The password is SOF1. So there you go.
Should we explain what the back room and what this is? Because
yeah,
while we've go ahead.
No, you go ahead. Yeah.
I was going to say, we've been doing some testing in recent weeks with a number of you, and so that has been very, very beneficial. This is the first time that we're doing this live, and so one of the things we're talking about the Webflow community, and so being able to have more of the Webflow community. So it is not just Raymmar, not just I up talking. So we've been doing this little test to be able to bring other people on stage, talking, listening, and getting reactions to everything real time. So thanks for everyone who's been part of our pilot in recent weeks. And today is going to be our first attempt at doing it live during the live stream. So if you have questions or problems, let us know, because I guess we're still a little bit in pilot mode.
Yeah, and the hardest thing for me right now is I've just got a whole different button layout than I'm used to. So I'm used to having a little bit different button layout. And so let's unmute the guests here. We've got Daniel popping in the background. We've got Aiva, search historian. We've got Zack Bujazia. So this will start filling in. But before we bring those folks in, I want to go just to this view here. Let's get rid of that for just a second. Let's get rid of the chat just for a second. And I want to take a look at the stateofflow.io website, because this is going to be kind of home base for everything that's happening here. Right now, the YouTube viewers can see the chat is live, and you can see my screen. We launched this dashboard yesterday. This is phase one. We're working with a number of people from the State of Flow network, in the Webflow community in general, to build this. We're going to be adding functionality to this as we go. And there's a cool little tool that we're actually building and playing with that's going to allow other folks to contribute to this web property as well. So this is not just us going to be building this dashboard. This is ideally going to be you all building this dashboard. And what this show is going to serve as is the place where we will all just kind of get together, talk about what's happening in the community, talk about what's going on in the dashboard. If you have questions that you want answered live, if you have questions about how to grow your freelance business, this is just going to kind of like think about a Twitter Spaces, but on YouTube, right? So people can kind of come, hang out, come in and go as they please. As you'll see here, people will probably just be popping in. Penny just popped in there as well. Daniel had his little puppy in the screen. And so we're going to be hanging out. We'll go around the channel here. If you didn't see the This Week in Webflow, that's at the top of the screen here. That's going to be your roundup. So once a week, we're going to do this cool little roundup. We're not sure yet whether that roundup is going to become part of this show or whether we'll keep releasing that on a Monday, kind of as a starting out the week. Just depends on, you know, like you all really, like if the videos get the engagement, if we get the visibility, if we can get these videos out there, we will continue to do that. But obviously if a month or two from now, 3 months from now, we're starting to see that, hey, they're not really getting the spread, we'll kind of pivot. So we're going to be experimenting with a bunch of different ways to get in and do this. By the way, we'll put this back up on the screen here. If you're joining us late, we'll remind people throughout. There's a link in the description. You can join us backstage. There's some folks that are popping in already. We're going to bring them into the conversation at some point, and we will just kind of go as we go. So, Colleen, any thoughts before we take the next step here?
No, I'm just excited.
We want to talk about this because you've been doing this for a while. You've been doing the events for a while. We've been supporting this Webflow community behind the scenes for a while. If you don't know, we have a channel in Slack. We have I don't know, it's like 1,300 people inside of our State of Flow Slack channel. It started as the NoCode video Slack. It's now the State of Flow Slack. After the event in September, we wanted to kind of switch it over as a home base because it was kind of taking over all the things anyway. NoCode video will be more relevant later. We'll talk about that in a future episode. But Colleen, you've been doing these events for a little while. We've kind of been supporting some of this community for a while here. The community MVP, tell us about like just bringing some of these events in, kind of tracking some of this, like trying to give visibility. What's the goal here?
I think the goal is there are so many people around the world who are either doing events or are interested in becoming part of an event and aren't aware of a community in their area. And so I think I've been doing this for more than a year. I can't quite remember where or when I started it, it was originally kind of a Twitter thread of here's kind of what's coming up and here's kind of the tweets about those events. And it's evolved a bit over time. We had a version of it that was on NoCode. And this latest version is now on the dashboard. It actually is pulling from the same data source as what's on NoCode with slightly different filters. So I wouldn't mind geeking out and talking the tech behind some of that because I think it's really, really cool. But I think what everyone or what most people are more interested in, at least today, is the events that are here. And I last night was just so excited looking at these events and just seeing really how international this has gotten to be. One of the things that was happening yesterday, that I was seeing on Twitter, and then also Raymmar and I were having a conversation with a couple other Webflowers that are in London of just, hey, some events have been very, very US centric, and just now kind of, I feel like today just starting to see that we've got events coming up this week that are in Nigeria. Iva, who I think is backstage. Yep. He is search historian. He does a Twitter Space event every week on Webflow SEO. We've got an event this week that is actually taking place in Indonesian, where they're going to be talking with the winner of the speed build challenge. So like just to also be moving, not just being multiple time zones and international, but also now we're starting to talk about languages, which is something we're going to need to address now with this event filter.
This name Inflonesia.
Yes, and the branding. Have you seen the branding? Like
I have not, but let's look.
Yes,
that's what this is about. This is what this is about. So Inflonesia community. Do they have a website? Okay, Tally.
No, I don't know that they have a site. I just mean the Twitter header branding. I love the font that they're using.
Yeah. Indonesia Webflow community. Shout out to Inflonesia. This is so cool to see some of this stuff popping up. And we mentioned we got him in here. So let's mention we mentioned Search Historian. We mentioned his chat. He's in here in the background. Do you want to share a little bit about what you're doing with your SEO spaces or with your Twitter spaces? Aiva?
Yeah, sure. Let's try. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, send it.
Yeah.
Hey.
So what's on tap for this week's Webflow
This week
SEO?
we're gonna try to catch up after the Webflow conf.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so you started these, what, 6 weeks ago, 8 weeks ago, I think?
Yeah, it's been like almost 2 months, and then during the Webflow conf, of course, we kind of stopped it for a little while, for 2 weeks, and then we're gonna be back. So this is gonna be just a catch up. We already had our first guest, and the goal there is to just talk about topics that are outside of website development and design, more of on structuring and how to make those websites rank. So if you want to pop up on Twitter, same time every week, and we're gonna chat about it. And eventually, we're hoping to turn this into something a little bit bigger, but that's all in the future.
Yeah, that all sounds good. Now, I've tuned in a couple of times, and a mistake that I make, so that I'm going to share so that nobody else makes the same mistake, is I forget that you cannot join the audio if you are listening to a Twitter Space event from your computer without the app up. So I sometimes
mobile. So when we had a guest, we wanted to also record it, and I had even like a Figma board prepared, and we had like this idea to kind of use Riverside to capture it. But even so Twitter Spaces are still buggy on some phones, and due to one technical error, we couldn't make it. So this is gonna kind of evolve as this grows, but I would like to keep that kind of live interactivity that anybody can ask questions element. And as you know, Raymmar, you've been playing with this also for a few months. It's not easy to get it right. It's not something that just pops up and happens. But the goal is to kind of put more attention onto collaboration between different Webflow professionals and how we need to understand that great projects require multiple people and a lot of input and a lot of thinking. So kind of expand that part of Webflow community.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that's the fun part of everything that's happening here is just that so many people are working together and finding interesting ways to collaborate. I think that that's a unique function of, like the web space in general. And I don't know. I anybody else in the call, and we got live call in, so let's get the peanut gallery in here. Zach, what's up, man? You're super active in the community on a regular basis. Like, tell me a little bit about like what you're working on in the community here, and your thoughts on kind of just coming out of Webflow Comp and seeing where this is all evolving.
Well, first I got to say I've been having like ghosts in my connection all morning, so let me know if this is looking choppy because I can't tell from my end. But coming up with the holidays here, I want to host another meetup locally in Vegas. And I'm not sure, I've kind of been, maybe I can get some feedback on this from you guys, but I've been thinking, should I do it in December, kind of?
Yeah, I don't, hang on, did we lose the group shot? Hang on, it's here. For some reason, it's just not visible. We can still hear and see Zach. Hang on, I gotta remove, hang on, give me 1 second. I gotta put you all back in the shot here. Okay, there we go.
This is part of doing it live.
There we go. Okay. So you were saying what? Wondering, what was the question? Give it again. Whether people are doing their events. When is it?
In-person meetups in December, if anyone's having them, or
you should. So the rule of thumb in December is you kind of want to be done hosting events before like the 15th. So whatever that second week, and I don't know, it depends on where it falls on the calendar here. So like, let's pull up an actual calendar, because by that point you're competing with like Christmas parties, you're competing with like travel, you're competing with vacation stuff. So if you are going to do something, I would definitely recommend it be in those first 2 weeks of December.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. So I think we're going to have an event here in January. I know San Diego's got a holiday meetup in December 14th. So, rather than compete with everything, I think we're just going to move ours to January. But if anyone wants to come to Vegas in January, we're going to have a meetup then, and it's going to be big. We have a pretty nice group here, and
I might be flying to Vegas in January. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, we'd love to have you out, man.
Okay.
Again.
Nice. Let's take a look real quick at the events that are coming up over the next few weeks here, because we do have a shot here. We've got, obviously, the weekly flow is happening today. Portha Court, Nigeria Webflow recap party is happening November 23rd. That's Nigeria Webflow chapter. You can add these to your Google Calendar. I think we just have support for Google Calendar on here, right, Colleen, for now. But this will all evolve, so we can, if people decide they want other stuff, I think, as long as I think we're using the Fin Suite add to calendar functionality there, so I don't know what the limitations are fully there. But Webflow SEO, we just talked about that with AIVA. Discussion with Speed Build challenge winner Felix Ander Yuan. By the way, this guy's got some skills. That's the Inflonesia Webflow chapter we just talked about. NoCode North. So Penny, do you want to give us a little thoughts on that? That's coming up on November 25th. We got Penny here with us. Do you want to share some thoughts on that?
Are you hearing me?
Yep.
Good. Excellent. So NoCode North. Hi. Us up here in Canada trying to help connect this very small community that we have and to grow it. We are, one of our members asked us the other day how we find clients. He's fairly new to freelancing. He's had experience building and working in an agency, but he's now out on his own trying to build in Webflow. So we thought, well, we'll have a conversation this week. And NoCode North's Lodge is open to everybody. We would love to see some folks who have been successful finding clients to bring some ideas. There's lots of things, but we'd like to hear from people who've actually used tips, tricks, whatever ways you've been able to find clients to come and just share your thoughts on that with our group, but nobody in specifically. So we're kind of just hoping for a good conversation.
Nice. And Maggie's saying here at East Hood Studio, saying Marcelo from Friends is going to come by for the hangout and talk about finding work at his agency. And Marseille,
Perfect.
super active with State of Flow. Yeah, that'll be good. And people can get the details for that. And I think what I'm seeing on some of these, maybe we'll have to, Colleen, when we grab the link, is on some of the events or something, maybe instead of linking to the tweet, we'll link to the Webflow, the actual landing page.
Yeah, actually, there's if there's a landing page, I typically link to it, but sometimes there's not.
Ooh, NoCode North, y'all need to get your landing page. No, I'm playing.
we need a little. We just got to get ourselves a little time to do that.
How dare
so
you not have time to do
web-
everything, huh?
I know. NoCodeNorth.webflow.io. You can sign up for our mailing list, and we'll send out a notification.
Nice.
About the events.
Okay, so that's NoCode North. They've got the Lodge meetups, and they're going to have Grace Walker coming up December 2nd. So that's going to be a cool hangout.
We are.
Grace, we got a chance to interview her. We're going to be releasing a video about that moving forward. I don't know when all those videos are going to come out, but sometime probably this week or late. I don't know. We'll see. We'll get a big dump of just interviews. This week is hard. Webflow Conf just came out, swinging. Everybody's like emotionally drained. I was traveling a lot. Yeah, I don't know. We'll get it out there soon, though. What were you going to say, Colleen?
I was just going to say, I don't think you should promise this week or next week. There's some travel coming up. And maybe not even this year. So maybe we're starting, but some of it will be this year.
Yo, we are going to crash Creative South. If you're in the Webflow community, if you went to State of Flow, if you're just around, we're going to go crash Creative South. If you don't know about this, is the folks from Unfold put this together along with a number of other collaborators. March 30th, April 1st. They have not paid us to say this, but I'm saying it anyway. I don't know what it's like highlighted the page and now it won't unhighlight. Anyway, so we're going to take over Columbus, Georgia. A bunch of Webflow folks. I think Johnny's going. I think Marseille's going. I'm going. A number of other State of Flow folks. I think Emmett Armstrong is said he's going. Dustin Hopkins, like a number of other folks from the State of Flow and from the community are going to this. I know Michael Yankee and the other Unfold folks will be there. But if you're looking for another kind of conference-y type thing, a big event, this Creative South is going to be big, and it'd be cool to have like a big contingent of folks from the Webflow community there.
Yeah.
Anybody on the call going? Anybody in the background going? Nope. So we got Aaron and Chris here. What do you want to share with the community? What are your thoughts? What do you jump on the call for here? Do you have a call-in talk feature? Was there something we were talking about that popped out at you, or you just got something you want to share with the folks? Let's go to, oh, you know what? I got to unmute both of you. We have people, we bring them in unmuted to make sure nobody spams the call because they join automatically, but we can hear you now. We'll start with Chris.
So Aaron and I just started up we're a startup, but we found a really incredible use for AI with Webflow. And we were desperately trying to get it ready for Webflow Conf. But no matter how hard we tried, we worked the hours, but we just didn't get there. So we found a way of doing some really cool things with Webflow that we think will really help, especially freelancers, small companies, template makers, anybody basically in the Webflow community. And we've been experimenting, but we've got our bare bones tools built. They all work, and we're using them every day, and it's just so cool what you can do with AI, and we're just exploring that. So we're looking for ways to share these ideas.
Let me just set the stage here, though, because I think you have a little more context than anybody watching us might. Yeah. You tweeted recently. You guys are the ones with the JS, the AI, right? The
human language JS.
Yeah. So like the demo was something like, write me a piece of JS that removes the last 3 collections or items in a collection or something like that, and it just wrote the script on the page. Which is like, excuse me, what?
Well, we've gone way beyond that now, and I've just finished out a site, and all of the content for it was written by AI. All of the scripts that I needed were written by AI, and I saved hours and hours of time. And we don't even fully understand how powerful these tools are. So we just wanted to jump on as many places as we can and just say, come and talk to us about it, and come and explore with us what these tools can do for our community.
Yeah, I mean, what are you thinking for use cases? Like, what are y'all kind of getting excited about?
There's been loads of use cases. I think it's really for like working developers. So, there's lots of times where you have your list of JS that you go to. They might have a Notion board or something that regularly use, like a little JavaScript that makes the back button or whatever like that. And there's just so many little use cases where I just get the AI to write it quickly because I've got the panel open. I tell it, write me a JavaScript that sends the person back a page, history -1 or whatever. And you can use human language just to write these scripts real quick.
But it's so much bigger, isn't it, as well? Because the tool that we've got actually understands Webflow structure. So it understands when you're talking about collections and items, and it understands the specific CSS that's used, or the selectors that are used in Webflow. And then from a content point of view, from a copy point of view, the prompts that we can write now for creating really good data that is production level. So if you're building out a template, you can get rid of lorem ipsum and actually have your template with all the proper text so it's all in context, it will make sense. And instead of it taking you, well, you wouldn't write it. Everybody's used dummy text or lorem ipsum. And then there's research. There's like doing research with SEO and saying, hey, I wonder if which is going to get me the most traction, this piece of text or this piece of text, and it'll do the comparisons and give you weightings. And the more we use our tools, I mean, we built the tools, we built the interfaces, but we're just on a daily basis, we're finding new ways to use it. And it's just, this is insane. And it's just, it's the small things in Webflow. You like Aaron was saying, and we'll jump to FinSuite or something like that. But sometimes FinSuite tools don't quite do enough for something, or they don't quite have all the features that you want. Or I had something the other day where I wanted a JS script to action on something, but I only wanted it to action on tablet down, whereas the FinSuite tool did the activity on every breakpoint, I could just get the script to write it to just action on certain breakpoints, but just by asking it. And I'm not a coder. I'm not, I can put bits of code together and go off to Stack Overflow and grab bits of stuff and put it together. That's what we do, but it's just phenomenal. And our site is datamaker.dev. The tools are free to go and play with. And we're new. What we can actually do. So I think it's a really exciting thing that isn't being explored in Webflow at the moment.
Yeah, what becomes, can you talk a little bit about what the limits of what people are pushing here? Like what people might be like trying to do? What are you trying to do? Like this seems like it's just so much potential here that, maybe you don't even know, right? Like what people might want to build. And Aaron, I'm happy to have you jump in here too if you got some thoughts.
Yeah, of course. No, I'll interrupt Chris happily anytime. It's fine.
He's
the wordsmith, so I'll let him do the talking if you don't mind.
So I didn't want to dominate the conversation anyway. I'm sure there's other people that want to talk about.
Well, what I'd be interested to see
cool.
is like, yeah, this incredible. This looks amazing. We're getting comments here. Let me pull this. Hang on down so I can have it into.
Go and play.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Can we just try?
Go and sign up for an account. AI works off a token system, and it costs every time you send a request. But we've said we're quite happy to foot the bill for a week, and it's not expensive even after that. We've pitched it at $9 a month because we don't fully understand the capabilities of it, but we felt that the only way that you can use this is to have unlimited access to it, to be able to experiment and not to have the fear of this is costing me money. So when we put the tool together, it's a case of let's give people the opportunity to go and find out what they can do. We've got a tool called Echo, which is the code making tool.
I was just about to mention Echo. Yeah.
Oh, go on. You go ahead. Go ahead.
No. I was just going to say, out of all the tools, I think Echo is one of the most powerful, especially when it comes to scripting. It has an iterative capability, so you might do a prompt with remove the last 3 items of my CMS list, and give it maybe the context of Webflow, and then it will give you the script back, and then you can say, but make it only happen on a CMS list with an ID of, and then it will iterate that piece of script again. So it will keep it, but it will change the ID or what it's targeting, and then you could say, okay, I don't know, paginate it, so you can just iterate pieces of script until they're perfect. So you don't have to get it right the first time. It might spew something out that maybe doesn't quite fit in, and you can say, oh no, I don't need that, do this, and then it will rewrite it. It's really powerful. I don't know if Chris had any more on that.
What was it's datamaker.dev. Sharing that in the chat now. Actually, let's do HTTPS before.
Not to go on, sorry.
So people can click it.
Yeah. It's all inside. Yeah, all inside. And you can play with it. So
Nice.
Creates an account. Like what would you suggest is the first thing that they do or the first thing that they try to do?
Well, we came up with this idea of first of all creating a brand. So we've got 2 main tools. One is Copy Maker. That's for obviously creating dynamic copy. And there's loads of AI tools out there. Let's not imagine that there's not a lot of AI going on at the moment. Okay, so one is Copy Maker, and that's we've got some really cool little tools in there for creating on-the-fly data. The first thing you do is you add a brand. So you add a brand, and that gives the AI some context. So you can add as many brands as you want, unlimited brands. and you tell it the company name, and you give it a description and some intent, like what is the overall audience, what is the tone of what you're trying to communicate. And then we've got some one-click tools that we've got that are quite experimental, but we've got a layout. One of them's the first tool that I would go and click on is section engine, and it's a bit like a layout from a Reloom. And because you've put the context in there, you just click the buttons and it'll just write text for you based on the context that you've put in the brand. That's really cool. Then we've got one that writes headlines and paragraphs for if you're using Reloom with Flowbase and you put the stuff across and it's all lorem ipsum and you want to put some context in.
So did this just go to State of Flow? And it's writing, let's see, State of Flow is a community news portal that allows users to submit, vote, and comment on stories. The site also features a blog, podcast, video channel. Okay, so it's writing. I told it, the State of Flow. I kind of set it as a brand, and it's kind of like trying to go to the website, and it's trying to like recommend what I might replace that with. Is that what's happening here?
Can we see your screen, what you're doing?
You can. If you click on in the view, let's see, click on the view that's my camera right now in your shot. If you click on that, you can go full screen and see that full screen. And that's what's going out to the stream right now. So I'm on this Datamaker site. That's cool. Hey, if you got anybody, if you're in the crowd and you're looking at this and you're wondering, I mean, Penny's got a question here saying, how much do you need to know about? Yeah, how much do you need to know about JavaScript to get the most out of this tool?
That's the cool. Go on.
Colleen? I was just going to, can I just interrupt? Chris, you're not able to see Raymmar right now, right? To click on him, because I'm not either.
No, I can't. I can only see me.
I only see Chris too.
Oh, I'm wondering if because it's highlighted, that's why.
Oh, now I see now I'm seeing people.
Okay, because I had you all highlighted, so you can see the screen here.
Great, you're in the tool. Right. So so that's you're in quick copy. So that's created. But if you go in the toolbar at the top, if you click on the pinky one, there you go. The section engine. That'll give you an idea. So the little green lightning bolts, you just click next to them. So this was a kind of a little play, like get rid of the lorem ipsum, just to give you an idea. So you hit next to it, and you can hit that refresh as often as you like, and it'll just create new.
By the way, I'm really interested to know how it picked up that blockchain thing, because there's nothing crypto on that State of Flow site. But we are working with the crypto team on some of the stuff that's like happening behind the scenes for what we're building here. So that's
our AI knows stuff. It knows stuff. We don't know how it knows stuff. It just knows stuff. But so this was kind of like a little educational tool to say, if you're not sure what AI does, you've put some context in, now just hit the buttons and see what it writes, because some of that copy may be good enough for production or certainly in development. So you can get, when you're building out a template or a dev site for a client, I find that, Aaron said that very often the design is run by the copy, and the copy seems to be the last thing to come in. And so we're stuck with filling in filler text and all this kind of thing. So to have contextual content that matches is so much more powerful when you're doing a presentation or you're doing a high quality comp or something to somebody. And we started off going, oh, I wonder how we could do this. And we started down this journey of trying to figure out how we could get much better copy and get rid of the lorem ipsum, which has been around since the 1560s, I think. So it was a case of like, lorem ipsum is.
I think now you got like snoop ipsum and you got like different kind of ipsums.
Yeah. So, but it's it doesn't do you any favors to have that kind of thing. But you don't want to sit there writing text. So that's where we started. We started with copy. And then when we started training the tools to write copy, and the copy was so good that it was like, this is like production level copy. We haven't got a copy. I'm not saying it replaces a copywriter, but it does such a good job. And then once we started realizing that we could write code with it, and the fact that this tool has been trained to understand, I think it's like 5 billion lines of code.
Whoa.
But you can do things like you can take a piece of JavaScript into it and say to it, explain this JavaScript to me, and it will comment it all out for you.
I love that tool. It's a great one.
It's the same tool.
What?
Or you can say, write some CSS for me that does this. So all these things that, yes, we're no coders. Okay, but we still need code. We still do need it. And we don't know it. And we may be a small freelancer. We may be an agency.
Somebody was telling me the other day, I was looking at Midjourney because I was playing around with that, and they were talking a little bit about how this AI stuff is kind of like part of their sketching process now. And I thought of that as like the best way. And even as I'm doing this, I'm thinking like, maybe you're stuck as a copywriter, or maybe you just want a couple ideas of like, oh, here's some placeholder, here's a little thing, here's a little whatever. And I mean, State of Flow doesn't have a lot of content on it because it's just kind of links and different things. But I imagine if you sent this thing to a more copy rich site, or if it had a little bit more like meat to kind of read, it would probably give you a little bit more refined. I mean, just seeing what it's done here with taking a little bit.
And you can give it directions as well. So like if you wanted to make a Facebook promo, you let it know that write me a Facebook promotional title based on X, and it will write that within context of what you're trying to accomplish.
Ask it to write you a complete restaurant menu for a pizza place, and it'll write you everything in Sandbox. Create an entire restaurant menu for a pizza or a burger place or anything you want, and it'll give you all of the stuff with the ingredients and the prices. So imagine you're building a template or a website and you need that kind of content. The other day I got it to write 20 fictitious events for a fictitious band called Wolf Dew, which it did. And then I asked it to write a music review about Wolf Dew, a rock band called Wolf Dew. And then I asked it to add detailed descriptions of every single one of those venues, and it did. So within 10 minutes, I had all of the copy that I needed.
What was the prompt for the Wolf Dew? Write a what? Okay,
write a music review for the rock band Wolf Dew. And you've got some controls there. One is randomness. You've got temperature, randomness.
Probability. So, what's the probability picking up here?
Probability is like how likely it's going to help me out here, Aaron. Aaron wrote this.
How likely it is to use regular terminology. So the higher that is, the more obscure the language it could be.
Smile. No, look at the screen.
Okay, my wife's taking a picture of me.
Nice. Selfie, Webflow selfie.
I don't know. So I just sent a link out to it, you guys there. That was a site that I just linked for a client tool to help you with whatever you're stuck on.
Yeah, let's read the custom copy here.
We're in the middle of developing a Chrome extension, so that will be in the Webflow DOM, and I am genuinely using the AI to.
Oh wow! Okay, we need to talk about that.
So,
okay. Yeah, this is kind of cool. So I'm reading.
I hope that it would have been great to have seen something like this at the Webflow Conf. We just ran out of time, didn't we, Aaron? We tried.
We're only two men.
So, but I really appreciate you giving us this airtime on this.
Yeah,
but I genuinely think that this is, as I said, we don't know all the capabilities of it, but so far everything we've thrown at it, we do have to do some rewriting of prompts and that. Everything we've thrown at it, we can do. And Search Historian, if you want to do like searches on like topics and search criteria, it's not just a tool for writing content. It'll do research for you. Just earlier, I said to it, hey, grab me all of the metadata from webflow.com. And it went and got it and listed it all out for me because I wanted to look at the description for it because I wanted to put it into an article. So it's not going to replace anybody's jobs, but boy, does it help out. It really is quite phenomenal. And that's just not trying to sell our tool. It's just that if nobody else joins our tool, we'll keep using it because it's just so good.
Let's go ahead.
more than welcome to DM. They can just go to the website now and sign
Yeah.
up and start playing.
It's all done now. So you
They
can
get
sign up.
7 days free, so nothing to lose. Get in there and play.
And use it as much as you like for 7 days. I mean,
Yeah, we went with the unlimited because at first we had this token thing going on where you had X amount of tokens, and we realized one of the things we enjoy most about it is the freedom to just experiment and see what it can produce. But if you're bound by tokens and you don't have that freedom, so it didn't make sense to us. So we've gone unlimited. So you pay, you play.
and you won't run out. You won't run out.
Nice. I'm going to take a second here and we're going to change gears just for half a second. I appreciate that, but I want to show off a little something here. Let's see if this works, because while you all were talking about this tool, I'm using another tool that we have to see, and I've kind of filled out the fields here that I think are relevant. What I've done here is just kind of written a little headline. Datamaker drops new AI tool for Webflow. Create JavaScript by writing natural language is what I put as the preview text here. I could add more if I wanted, but this is more for like a deeper description here. And then this is live connected to Webflow here. I'm just going to go ahead and try to publish this and see if it takes. We have been getting pretty good success, but let's see if it goes. So the idea is that this is how we're going to feed this stuff into this site. So let's refresh this site. And if it doesn't work, then Relim announces beta. Oh, hey, that one came in. We got to talk about that, actually. Let's see. Maybe it's not going to work. We'll see. We'll give it a second. But the idea is that we're going to have lots of people with this Chrome extension, right? So right now, if you look in here, there's a Webflow tab. If we go... What's that? No, we will. I'm sorry, say again? People can have the thing, but not only that, they can send stuff to the collection directly. And then if you get access as a contributor, right? So we're going to start inviting folks as contributors to be able to just send stuff in here. This can be events, this can be content, this can be videos, this can be podcasts, this can literally be like whatever you want to kind of send in, as long as you get trusted access. Now, of course, if you start spamming the site, we're going to pull that pretty quickly. But there's also a feed here. And so the idea is that if I left a note on this page, you could come in and see the comment that I left on this page. And so building a little interactive layer that just lives not on top of just Webflow sites, but any site on the internet. And so, yeah, as that activity plays out, as this kind of expands, as we build out this dashboard, the goal is to really get collaborative with how we do that. So it's not just us kind of gatekeeping what's going on to the site here, that it's anybody who is just kind of trusted inside of the network has the ability to put stuff out. And then as we do these shows, as we as we do these wrap-up videos weekly, those kind of things, then we'll pull from here to kind of be able to promote all the things that are happening in that community. So that's the goal here.
Cool. That's really cool.
Yeah. So thanks for sharing. I'm going to see if this actually sent into the into Webflow here. Maybe it just didn't send it as a published article. It did not. Okay. All right. Well, we got to go back to the dev team. the one before worked, and now, of course, obviously the live one doesn't work. So how do you like them apples?
We can only have so many live demos, I think, back to back.
Run it through Echo and see if it can help you out with some.
Nice.
Nice. All right. Anybody else from? Oh, I see we got Edgar Allen in the house. What's up, Edgar Allen? Hello. Let's see. Whoa, crazy stuff, says Dale Jensen.
Hey.
Jeremy LaRue, this is very cool. What's up, Chris? Yep.
I'm just going to say thank you so much. I was only meant to be here for 5 minutes because I'm going out for my 19th wedding anniversary meal with my wife, and she's standing around all dressed up, ready to go, and I haven't even got ready yet. So I was just so into that. I
get out of here.
Thank you so much for your time today, and we promise we won't spam. And thank you for your consideration of it. But have a lovely evening. I look forward to watching this tomorrow when I get back.
Yeah, thanks,
Thank you.
Chris.
Bye.
Appreciate you. Okay. Anybody got thoughts on that? That seems like super dope. Honestly, I know we still got Aaron here. Aiva, what are you thinking?
Yeah, as somebody who uses tools like that every day, this seems like even for that a little bit next level. So I have their invite in my Twitter message box for a week or so, but still haven't had time to test it. But now I'm definitely testing it.
Better get to it. You've been slacking. Wait, we've been Webflowing instead of slacking. You've been Webflowing, right? Is that? This view goes wonky when it's just 3 people. I'm going to add Colleen back into there so it goes to the foreground. I hate how it looks, and we can't control the appearance of that. So we're we'll keep experimenting. What's up, Evil Twins in the house? Hello. RR Abbott says, my man knows his priorities. Exactly. I can't believe he made it that long. So anyway, anybody else have thoughts on that little tool before we maybe change gears or jump into the next thing here?
Just mind blowing. It's pretty insane. I want to test it out. I want to play with it, but I really liked the voice to JavaScript's really cool, and then I also like how he said you can put JavaScript in and it will give you description and kind of.
Yeah.
Oops, I guess that's Zach's ghost. Maybe.
Just lost Zach mid-sentence. But yeah, I think that's the troubleshooting part of this is interesting too. And I've seen tools like this, like Lex AI. Aaron, I don't know if you've seen anything like that, but Lex is something that I was playing with the other day, and I was like really impressed with like just putting stuff in there, and be like, write me a paragraph about X, and I was like, say what? And it sure did,
Yeah. There's lots. There's lots of copyright ones for sure.
Yeah, John, wait, it does what? Geez, should not have come late. You definitely want to rewind this. We're gonna have to cut that out. I mean, you guys are cool if we cut that out and just release that as a separate video, I think, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah, a little sneak peek demo there. But John, if you're coming late, rewind the video about 20 minutes. We just got a demo of, what's this called? What's the site again here? Datamaker. Datamaker.dev. What is it?
Isn't it? Is it JS Maker or Datamaker? Have I been saying the wrong thing?
Datamaker.dev. And then we've got tools within it, so one for copy, one for JS, etc., etc.
Okay.
Yeah, so this datamaker.dev is what we were just looking at. They came in and gave us a little snapshot. This thing allows you to kind of with AI prompt have it spit out JavaScript for your website or different things like create content, copy demos. It's kind of like now the demo, the section tool that we saw there. Can you change those sections up, or is that just like? Was that just like
right now that's just like
just
you
a
put
kind
in
of a
your
placeholder?
brand.
Got it.
Yeah, like create some quick dirty copy, as it were.
So it's not like it's not sitting inside a Webflow where I can just kind of click in a design and just have it spit out the text there, huh?
No, not yet. No.
How dare you get to it? What are you waiting for?
Yeah, I know, right? I would say if you're looking to like create really like specific text, then Sandbox is where you want to go, because you give it some context, then you tell it what you want to do with that context.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. Great. Okay. Let's see. Booby Traps, my office power shut off in the middle of talking, says that. Every time there's something going on. Okay, let's see. Anybody else from the community? If you're watching, if you'd like to join the chat live, you can jump in the room. As you see, people kind of been jumping in and out throughout the show. Room link is in the description of the video. We will always kind of announce the password at the beginning of the show. So there will be a different password and potentially a different room link. I'm not sure if we can change the passwords on the fly. So I got to do a little research on that. And we'll keep experimenting. If it works, we're trying different platforms, but this one integrates nicely with the streaming, so the audio doesn't have some of the feedback issues we've been dealing with in the past. It does have some limitations about how we can kind of pull the visuals in. And so as you're seeing, when people kind of leave or if we pop somebody out, it kind of gives us a weird little, we don't have control over how they stack the videos in there. So anyway, any other thoughts? What's happening in the space? Like I see Maria jumped in the chat. Penny, any other thoughts? Are we going to switch gears here? What's the game?
I saw you mentioned Evil Twins. They have Evil Twins. They have some new things out too, don't they? Some new things out too, don't they?
Studios. They do. Do we have anything on the
something
site for them?
Form related, and I don't have anything on the site. Have anything on the site?
I know we talked about it in one of the recent videos, but I don't think we had the site up where we were logging stuff just yet at that point. I don't think so. Share a link in the chat, Evil Twins, and we'll bring it up on screen. And if you want, there's a room link in the description. The password is SOF1. You can, just jump right on and share, and we'll pull it up and we'll talk about it. If you're out there watching and you're interested in getting involved with this, there's a link. Colleen, where is that? Let me pull that Slack link up. Because there's a link for people to get involved if they'd like to kind of get more active with what we're doing here.
Right. And Evil Twin Studios may not be able to, depending upon the privs on YouTube chat, may not be able to, but I think it's webhookgenerator.webflow.io.
Webhook.
And if that's not right, maybe somebody can spell it out in the chat for me.
Probably not WebFhook. Colleen, can you send me the link to that Airtable form? Oh, here it is.
Yep.
Right here. I got it actually. Just kidding. I got it right here. Shareable form. All right. If you'd like to get involved, if you'd like to get access, publisher access to this dashboard, if you're doing something interesting in the community and you would just like to see your stuff featured on the State of Flow website as we grow, this is something that we're going to be kind of, again, just pushing out, getting other people access to. I'm not sure what's happening here. Oh, it's because my Webflow window's shrunk. But anyway, there's a form I just shared in the chat. You can go ahead and pop that up. And if you're interested again in getting involved, fill out this form. Let us know how you might want to get involved, and we'll bring that up, and we'll reach out to you after the show. Oh, I guess I could have been sharing the screen there, huh? All right. Only news we have at this very moment is the launch of our store, Sinister Market, opening Friday. Sinister Market. Oh, get your wallets ready, it says on Hunter. Okay. So the Sinister Market is putting up a store. Let's see. Stay tuned. Oh, okay. So the links are all just coming soon links. Your website with superpowers. All right. Well, tune in for more updates about what's coming with the Evil Twins. I know this is an outgrowth of some of the folks from the Webflow party, I think, right? Who's this Rahul, and who else is involved in this thing? Say your names, identify yourself.
I think Rahul, and I can't remember the other name. So at the moment. So hopefully help us out in the chat, Rahul, and NoCode Benny. Oh, Ben Sabic.
Oh, that's right.
If I'm pronouncing the last name right.
Yep.
So
nice. Rahul and Ben. And look who we just got in here. Hi, Maria. With looks like some lag. We're getting a bad internet signal from her. What's up with that Greece internet, huh? She's lagging out.
So since
I don't know,
Evil Twin
seems to work on my side.
Go ahead, Colleen.
I was just going to say that Evil Twin Studio mentioning about things coming on sale on Friday reminded me there's, at least in the US, Black Friday kicks off Cyber Monday. So I don't know if there's anyone is aware of NoCode Black Friday specials that we should be keeping an eye out to help with our building and other types of creative endeavors. I don't know that I've seen much advertised yet, but would be curious if anybody else has.
Anyone? Bueller? No.
I know in the past, Card has had a great deal that I've managed to get, but maybe not a thing in the no-code space.
Flux has a great Black Friday sale. If we had our shit together, we would be launching State of Flow membership, but we don't have our shit together, so we won't be doing that. But that's coming soon. Let's see. Yep, I don't see anybody else. So if you got some deals coming up, let us know. We'll maybe put them on the State of Flow website. Maybe we can do a roundup. Well, we won't be doing the roundup because it'll have passed. But Penny, what do you got?
I just noticed that octopus.do, which is basically a wireframing app, they're doing a 50% off their pro plan.
Do you need a octopus.do lightning
for
fast
Black Friday
sitemap builder and a website planner with low-fi wireframes?
I know that Jonathan Holt. Yeah, it's kind of cool.
That is interesting.
Yeah, Jonathan Holden uses a lot. It's often, that's how I heard about it originally. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, also use it.
Highlight here. Who else says Webflow usually has a sale offer their templates 50% off? Evil Twin is saying. So there you go. Connor's also saying I will probably do something with some of my courses. So Connor, if you didn't notice, we had a couple of his videos in our last roundup. He's always doing some cool YouTube video stuff, so maybe he'll do a little discount on the courses. Let us know if y'all are doing any of that, especially ahead of time. We can get those in like the roundup before. Go ahead, Penny. Oh, go ahead.
Just digging through my email. If anybody doesn't know about Join Secret or Secret, it's a way of getting discounts on a lot of tools, and they're offering a 50% off their annual memberships and their individual deals. So
nice.
Something to check out as well. So I think joinsecret.com is their website.
And Maria says she's got something for us too. Send it.
Yes, I've been trying. Can you hear me?
Yep. Yep. Yeah. Dupsado. I don't know if I'm wondering what's happening here because I Colleen too. There she goes. She's back now, and I'd lost Maria there. Like your shot was coming like in and out. But I think it might. Yeah, we heard you. I just don't think we can see you. For some reason, your camera feed is like lagging out. We do hear you though. We can hear you. We just can't see you. All right. Well, it looks like we still got out. No big deal. We are right at about the. We can hear you. Yep. Hello. Can you hear us? Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna remove just so we don't have. Bye. Sorry. Okay, we are gonna just jump out here. The request failed. The remote user did not recognize you as the director. So now it's telling me that I don't even have control of the OBS labs right now. Well, before the show completely derails, we're gonna go ahead and take that as a victory because we made it to an hour marker. We can hear you. Yes, we can hear you. But that's it. Let's see. I think that's all we got for today. I think we're going to end it at that. We appreciate everyone who tuned in. Thank you to, what was it? Datamaker.dev for kind of coming in and showing us a little demo. We're going to be doing more like this. Again, we're building out the state of flow. This was a test episode as we go into the new year. We're going to be doing this every Tuesday. We'll be off for a couple of the holidays, a couple of days between there with the holidays, but we will have a regular schedule for this. Check up the State of Flow site. We're also, the Twitter account is still grounded. So we're going to either have to start a new Twitter account or, just go boycott a Twitter, go talk to Elon if anybody's got his DMs open, But yeah, what's up, Colleen?
I was gonna say, if anybody knows how to get an account unlocked, that would be helpful. I'll edge too.
Yeah, that's right. Penny's saying Elon is reinstating everyone else, but our little State of Flow account can't get. And at this point, it's not even about like starting a new account. It's about having that your State of Flow, because like now all of our other social handles are your State of Flow, and it's like, oh my goodness. So anyway, we'll just follow up. We can hear you, and can you not hear us? Okay, great. So. Yeah, so I forget where I was there, but anyway.
We're working through the socials for
kinks. Years. That's right. Trying to figure out the Twitter stuff. Anyway, jump to stateofflow.io, leave your email at the top. That's how we'll notify everyone about these moving forward, and we will be back next time with another episode. Anybody from the squad, anybody that's in the panel want to say a final goodbye? We can hear and see
So
all of you now.
So come join us and gather in the lodge on Friday at noon Eastern.
Nice.
Every Friday.
Aiva, any final thoughts?
Check the memes from the thread. I post them all of them, so you know where to find them.
Nice. Aaron, any final thoughts?
Oops, you're muted.
All right. Well, we're going to assume you said something real profound right there. Susan McPhee is saying, I wish the Webflow community would find another way to connect and share. We're working on some of that. I'm sure lots of other people are working on different things. We'll continue to experiment and see what happens as we go. Thank you all for tuning in. Yeah, I don't know where this goes as we move forward, but we're going to keep experimenting. I know Colleen and I are dedicated to doing as much in the community as we can. Thanks for those who jumped in. Aiva, Zack Bujazia, Aaron, Penny, who else? Daniel
Chris
was on the call there. Who else, Colleen? Chris was on
Chris.
the call. Yep. So, yeah, thanks, everyone. We'll be doing a lot more of this as we move forward. Catch you in the next episode. Bye now.
Thank you.
Now we got to do this awkward hangout a little bit until like YouTube actually drops us. Everybody